Today we're going to do the Advanced Decay Series lab. Now I'm not going to go over as much with you because if you've done the regular Decay Series lab, this is just a slightly more advanced version, but it's really not more advanced, it's just more work. So let's start. So what you're going to notice is that the elements start at a different one. So this is CM, which is element 96, and then this, it's a weird font, but it is an alpha. This would be our beta, and it's saying your decay type. So all you're going to do, just like in the last lab, 248, you can put your arrow, you're going to put your alpha in, 4, 2, I draw my alphas like that, plus blank. Now we just solve for blank. 244, 94, which is plutonium or Pu. And that's all you're doing. And then you're going to take this and put it down here. 2. And that's all you're going to do. And you're going to keep doing that until you get down to PB, which is 82 and 208. And so that's how you know you're stable. There's no decay mode because it's stable, and there's no transmutation reaction, again, because it's stable. When they are stable, they stop giving off radiation. That's what it means to be stable. And so you're going to do that one. And now here's the trick. Rather than on the last lab, you colored each individual segment a different color, whether it was alpha or beta. Here, you're going to make this entire sequence will be a red line, and make sure you label every point. If you don't label them, I won't take them. And then you're going to do this sequence, which is going to start with Pu and end at PB207, a slightly different one. And then this entire series is going to be green, but be very, very careful because of these two down here. Those are positrons. So instead of being 0, -1 like a standard beta, like that one I just did, these are going to be 0, +1. So that is going to change your math. So be careful, because students tend to get into a sequence where they do the same thing every time, and then they see beta and they're going to do the same thing, and then it's actually the opposite because it's +1 and not -1. So be aware of that. And then finally, you're going to do the third series. Well, I don't care which series you do, first, second, or last. It doesn't really matter. This is the second series. It's going to be colored blue. And again, be careful. There's some positrons. Now, when you go to graph this, your graph's a little smaller than our last one. You're going to have to put in your page breaks on this. You're going to go 82 to 94, 1 per box on your X, and then you're going to go page break 205 to, I went to 249 on my Y. Now, obviously, that does leave a lot of room on the Y, so if you wanted to scale this differently, where you use more of the Y, it would make doing the graph a little bit easier because you'd have more space to work with. But essentially, so I don't know how you would do that. I mean, the best thing you'd probably have to do is you'd probably have to make every box worth 1.5. So, or no, I'm sorry, every box would have to be worth probably 1.5. So you'd end up having to go like every 2 boxes, make it worth 3, and then that would work out, and then you'd have to estimate. It's your call on the scale. This scale is fine because, again, remember, as long as your scale goes more than halfway up your chart, you don't have to increase it, meaning this hits more than halfway up, so I'm actually fine. If it hit less than the halfway mark, I could literally double my scale, and then it would be up here somewhere, and it would work out perfectly. So I'll let you scale. If you want to rescale your Y, that's fine. You don't have to if you don't want to. But what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 lines, and they're all going to start over here, and they're all going to zigzag around, a little different than the last lab, and then they're all going to end down here somewhere in the lead range. Somewhere around here they're going to end, and somewhere around here they're going to start, and they're going to do some squiggly things to get there. And so you're going to graph them, color the entire series one specific color, and make sure you label every single point on the series with the symbol of the element and the mass. You don't need the atomic number, because if I know the symbol, I know the atomic number. It has to be the same. But you do need the mass, because the mass does change things. And then that's what you're going to do for this lab. It's just a little bit more work, and this graph's going to be a little bit busier, but it's pretty much the same thing as the last one.